Hello and welcome back to Love Spell. Last time we met Sergio and found out that the lions are not behind any of the attacks on the dragons, but there's been a traitor who tried to rile up these two groups against each other or something. And Marcello has maybe gone into hiding. Well, let's find out what will happen in episode 9, Brothers in Arms. My mind races as I pace through a dark alley. My thoughts linger to Kay's smiling face in my room yesterday morning, and I stop walking as rage, frustration, and guilt shackle my system. Damn it. Damn it all. Yeah, just as I thought last time, this episode is from Marcello's point of view. I punch a nearby brick wall in fit of blind rage. After a few moments, I step back and see a medium-sized hole has now formed in the wall. Blood seeps down from my knuckles from the blow, but it can't compare to the pain in my heart. How the hell could I let this happen? After I promised her I'd protect her. After I held her in my arms that same morning. I should have never let her go. I should have never let either of them out of my sight. Sergio, you'll pay for this. I swear it. Suddenly, a small rustle catches my attention, and I turn my head around. Who the hell's there? I'll kill you, damn it! I walk closer to a shaken trash can and kick it aside. My eyes widen as I find a small, dirt-stained boy shaking in fear as he looks up at me. Tears well in his eyes as he grabs the cover of the trash can and holds it over him as if to shield himself from me. My eyes soften at the sight. Sorry about that, kid. I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't touch him! Suddenly, another small boy jumps out from behind a corner and runs in front of the shaking boy. He holds out an arm protectively and looks up at me with rage-filled eyes, despite the fact he's also shaking. Don't touch my brother! I'll kick your ass! I freeze in my spot as I watch him quickly help the other boy to his feet. My eyes narrow down at them slightly as I watch the pair scamper away together hand in hand. Brother, huh? I stare up at the faces of 3 snickering men as they loom closer. Cuts and bruises decorate my face, but I hold my ground as I glare up at them with rage. Don't touch my little brother! I'll kick your asses, jerks! Come on, I can take you. My dad's the head of the Red Dragons. He'll end you if I can't. I clench the stick in my hand tighter as a small bed of sweat trails down my face. Injuries sting all over my body and my heart's pounding painfully in my chest, but I hold my stance as I meet Sergio's small eyes glancing up at me. Marcello. Hey, wait a second. Did that brat just say the Red Dragons? Wait, it's true. Check out that giant mark on his back. After a few palpitating moments, the men scowl at my beaten face before turning around quickly. Let's just get out of here. A pair of snot-nosed brats aren't worth pissing off the dragons. I let out a sigh of relief as I watched the men scamper away. I turn back to check on Sergio, who is quivering as he stares up at me. I shoot him a grin as I wipe the blood from my nose with the back of my hand. Heh, what a bunch of wimps. You okay, Sergio? Huh? Sergio? You okay? My eyes widen as I watch tears begin to stream down Sergio's face. He glares at me angrily as he scrambles up. Marcello, why did you do that? Why did you save me? They could have really killed you, you idiot. You're the son of the mighty red dragons. I'm just a dumb orphan. Why would you risk your life, your future for someone like me? I step closer to Sergio as he looks at me with a puzzled expression. I can't help but grin as I stick a fist out to him. 'Cause you're my little brother, idiot. Of course I'm gonna protect you. What? But I'm not your real brother. I'm just... So what if you aren't my real brother? Who cares about that stuff? Family ain't who you're born with, it's who you die for. At least that's what my pops always says. It doesn't matter to me if you're an orphan or not. You're my best friend, Sergio. And as your best friend and a red dragon, I'll always protect the people I care about. That includes you. Marcello. Thank you. My grin grows wider as I throw my hands behind my head and look up at the sky. Well, now that that's over with, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. I think Ma said she was making a special pasta tonight. We both walk forward for a few paces before Sergio stops and I turn around and question. Huh? Sergio? My eyes widen as I notice a light in his eyes I've never seen before. He smiles as he quickly wipes his tears and holds his own fist back out to me. Marcello, I'll become strong too. Just you wait. I'll definitely become stronger and then, one day, we'll protect everyone together. Right, big brother? No. My eyes narrow sadly as I watch the blood continue to seep down my knuckle. A deep sigh escapes me as I close my eyes and continue on my way. Some brothers we turned out to be. But what his father said is right. It's the people who you die for that are the real family. As I reach my room, I tear my hands through my hair. I stare at my unmade bed as visions of me and Kay's night together plague me unrelentingly. I look down at my now bandaged hand as I form a fist. A knock on my door interrupts my thoughts as I let out another sigh. I make my way over to sit down behind my desk, not even bothering to turn around. What is it, Valentino? Apologies for disturbing you, mio signore. I just wanted to check on how you were holding up. I let out a scoff as I hang my head. Pain, desolation, and guilt wrap itself around my heart so tightly I can feel physical pain. I've never felt this pathetic in my life, Valentino. I couldn't protect anyone. Not my father, not my people, not Tito. Not her. From the corner of my eyes, I watch as Valentino enters the room and walks closer to me. I feel a comforting hand grip my shoulder. Your father once said the same thing to me, the day he lost your mother. And how did he cope with this? How the hell did he manage to look in a mirror again and not despise the image staring back at him? He didn't, I'm afraid. Your father was a strong man and a fearless leader, a true and mighty dragon in every right of the word. But after he met and lost your mother, his view of the world and of himself became different. Very, very different. What are you saying, Valentino? I bring my gaze to look at Valentino, only for him to turn his back to me. He starts pacing slowly around the room. As a member of the Red Dragons, your hands are tainted with blood the moment you first step into this world, mio signore. With great power comes great responsibility and a great burden. Killing, loss, they're all a common part of this way of life, I'm afraid. Your father knew that better than anyone. In his youth, he commanded his men like a god of war and laid down punishment on those who dared taint the name of the dragons without mercy. Why, back in the days of old, I thought we'd take over the world together, him and I. Valentino, what the hell are you saying? For as long as I knew my father, he always stood for peace. He used the might of the dragons to keep the peace. My father never believed in senseless killing or war. What he did was solely to protect the people around him. If spilling blood was what it took, he bore the burden, but he always held respect and even honor for the lives he did take. And as he raised me, he instilled those values into me as well. To say anything otherwise now is to spit on his name and everything he stood for. This bloodlustful man you talk about is not my father. Valentino turns around, and I can't recognize his expression as his eyes bore into mine. No, mio signore, your father changed. He grew afraid of bloodshed, of war, of the very things that molded him into the man he was because of your mother. She was the one who implanted these values into him, of peace and protection and all of these lofty ideals. I narrow my eyes as Valentino slowly makes his way towards me. And just where has it gotten us? Where has it gotten you, Marcello? Just who was your father actually able to protect with these unrealistic expectations about the world? Who have you been able to protect, my young dragon? I look down as I'm unable to form any reply. I watch as Valentino places a hand on my shoulder. Your father once told me, power is what makes the world run. With power, you have money. With money, you have respect. And finally, once you've grasped all three, you have the world in your hands. And if you have the world in your hands, does that not mean you can protect it as you deem fit? I can't bring myself to look away as Valentino's intense gaze remains focused on me, as if trying to decipher what I'm thinking. You must not be afraid of blood spilling, for blood is what makes the dragon red. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, my liege? Do you understand why you need to put a final end to all of this? Starting with the Black Lions. As long as those pests continue to exist, people will continue to be in danger. And you won't be able to protect anyone. At least not until you sit at the top once again. Valentino finishes, squeezing my shoulder even tighter as I look down at my bandaged hand, lost in thought. Suddenly, the door to my room swings open as one of my men runs in, panting hard. Boss! You there, where are your manners? How dare you intrude upon the Signore's personal quarters? My apologies, Valentino, sir, but we just received word from a messenger of the Black Lions and... Imbecile! All reports are to be given to me. The Signore is not to be bothered by... Valentino, wait, let him speak. With a raise of my hand, Valentino nods his head and bows in silence. I look back at the messenger and he bows deeply in apology. Boss, Kay and Tito are alive! I immediately rise up from my chair as every hair on my body stands. My heart pounds as Valentino's eyes widen. What? But impossible! We already received word of their deaths. It's true, they're alive. The Black Lions have even revealed their location to us. I'm going there right now. Valentino, round up all of our men that can be found on these shores. We're going to end this, here and now. I grab my suit as I storm out of the door, failing to see the dark smile playing on Valentino's face. Yes, mio signore, a wise, wise choice. It gladdens me to see the true spirit of Il Drago has been passed down to you. Now, oh my god. Lascia che piova sangue. I don't speak Italian still. Oh, wow. Valentino, you motherfucker. Cars, helicopters and men with the emblem of the Red Dragons line up at my side as I step out of a vehicle with Valentino. We narrow our eyes at a manor in the woods when suddenly the ground begins to shake. My men begin to murmur, but I raise my hand to command their silence and attention. A small earthquake? Suddenly, the ground in front of us begins to open up. A mechanical platform lowers itself as men wearing the emblem of the Black Lions begin pouring out of the manor. I watch as cars, helicopters and men in equal amounts to our own amass in front of us. My eyes widen as the underground platform resurfaces, revealing Sergio, Tito and Kay standing side by side. I can feel my heart slam into my chest as I look at Kay's relieved face. They're safe. Marcello! At the sound of her voice, I unconsciously take a step forward before Valentino places a hand on my shoulder, shooting me a knowing look. I stop in my tracks, swallowing hard. I turn to glare daggers at Sergio next to her. Hello, Marcello. Long time no see. Sergio, you bastard, let them go. I will, but first, you're going to have to listen to me. Now, more than ever, we need to talk. Like hell! I don't know your intentions as to why you've done all of this, but at this point I don't even pretend to care. You and the Lions are going to pay for what you've done, dearly. Unbridled anger wells up in me as I motion my hand. The Red Dragons behind me all take their aim, gun after gun, lining up to face the enemy, locked and loaded. Sergio narrows his eyes and he locks eyes with me briefly. So, you won't listen to reason then? I guess I don't have much of a choice if I want anyone to leave here alive today. My heart stops as I watch Sergio whisper something to Kay before grabbing her and pointing a gun to her head. Now, will you listen? My blood boils as I take a step back, but I notice that Kay, for some reason, looks oddly composed despite having a gun pressed to her head. Amidst the killer tension in the air, she looks up at me with soft, pleading eyes. Marcello, please listen to what he has to say.
Kay, what the hell are you saying?
Hearing the emotion in her voice, I lower my hand, and the dragons lower their aim. Sergio looks around before resting his gaze on me. An angry glint shines in his eyes as he opens his mouth. Haven't you realized there's snakes amongst the red dragons yet? I've snuffed out a few already among the black lions, including one that almost took Kay's life, and I'm sure... Sergio's voice trails off as his eyes land on Valentino. There's another one lurking much closer than we think.
What the hell are you talking about, Sergio? You're the ones who killed Dornucci and destroyed Dragoon. The Black Lions are the ones behind all of this, and for that, your payment comes due in blood. You're wrong, old friend. We've been played, like puppets on a string. Both of us. All of us. Someone else is lurking behind the scenes, and they are trying to pit the dragons and the lions against each other. What? Bullshit.
My eyes widen as I watch both Kay and Tito nod at Sergio's words. Several of the red dragons begin to murmur. Marcello, please listen. What Sergio's saying is true. I don't want to see you hurt. Please. Sergio's gaze on me remains fixed as he lowers the gun from Kay's head.
If a war was truly what you want, I'll give you a damn war, Marcello. But you and I both know the price to pay for that. As leaders, we need to sit down and talk about this, if not only for those around us today, and for those we've both lost. Then for the countless lives we both carry on our shoulders back home. I swallow hard as I stare into Kay's eyes. She nods her head as she bites her lip. Suddenly, Valentino's laugh interrupts the moment as he takes a step forward. Ha! Preposterous! The cold-hearted leader of the lions who tears down his opponents without remorse now has a heart? I believe the only snake here is you, Sergio. You'll pay dearly for ever crossing the red dragons. As Valentino steps forward, the black lions begin to move into a defensive formation. Sergio grabs Kay, and she yelps in fright as he holds the gun up to her head once again in an attempt to stop Valentino. I growl as a dark anger begins to cloud my judgment. I raise my hand defiantly as the red dragons bring up their weapons again. I've heard enough. It's time to pay for what you've done, lion. So you're going to blind yourself from the truth? Fine. Rot in a grave like the fool you are, dragon. No! Suddenly, I watch as Kay manages to break free from Sergio's grasp. She makes a mad dash towards me, and I close the distance to catch her in my arms. I can feel her shaking under me as she cups my face, making me look into her tear-stained eyes. Marcello, please don't do this. Sergio, he believed in my words when Tito and I were taken. He saved us. He protected me when someone threatened to take my life. Please listen to him. There's someone else behind all of this. Kay.
My eyes bore into hers before I bring up my gaze to look at Sergio. Sergio throws Kay a fleeting glance, eyes soft before he looks up at me. She's telling the truth. If my intentions were to truly end the red dragons, there's no reason for me to have kept her or the kid alive. Nor would I be standing here in a line of fire and in front of you. Listen. Listen to what we both have... Listen to what we have to say, Marcello. Please. I stare at Kay for a few moments. The tension in the air can be cut with a knife, as people from both sides remain eerily still, awaiting my answer. Just as I'm about to open my mouth to signal down my men, Valentino emerges from the crowd and points his gun straight at Kay. You treacherous vixen, so you'd bite at the hand that helped you all this time? Was it not the red dragons who protected you, gave you a place to stay, and now you repay that trust by siding with the enemy? Die, traitor! Excuse you? I didn't do anything. Wait, what? Was it a short episode or am I imagining things? Oh dear. Oh, I can't believe it, Valentino. I really thought we could trust him. Oh. Oh man. Well, we'll see how that unfolds next time. Bye bye.